Good evening, everyone. We begin tonight at 5 o'clock with the vice president's canceled trip to Indianapolis.
Wish TV has confirmed Mike Pence and his wife Karen had requested mail-in ballots more than 2 weeks ago. We have team coverage on Your Vote 2020. IT-Mate's Richard Essex broke the story earlier today. Joins us from downtown with the latest. Richard?
Well, Vice President Pence and his wife requested mail-in absentee ballots on September 22nd, weeks before they were supposed to come to Indianapolis today and vote. Now, from looking at the application, the Vice President had those ballots sent to a post office box out in Washington, D.C. Had he come to vote today, he would have had to have those ballots in hand. Had the Vice President voted in Indianapolis as he was scheduled to do, he would have had to answer questions from the clerk's office about the mail-in ballot he'd already requested.
He would have to complete an ABS 5 form, just like other voters who are coming to vote early in person, but their ballots had to have been, lost, defective, or they spoiled their ballot.
I was told by the Marion County Clerk's office it is not common for people to change their minds after receiving a mail-in absentee ballot, but it does happen. Shannon Sadler is one of those people.
I got a mail-in ballot, but I'm here today to turn this in
And vote in person.
Just because, not because I think that anything's wrong, but I want to make sure that I hand my vote to somebody.
Prior to this election, Indiana voters were allowed to drop off their ballots at the clerk's office, but that is no longer allowed.
It's like technically you're not supposed to hand deliver your own ballot, but they could hand deliver each other's ballots.
Earlier this week, advance teams from the Vice President's office and federal law enforcement people spent the better part of 2 days preparing for his visit. Had he voted in person, there would have been a slight delay for the people waiting in line. If the Vice President does come back home to Indiana to vote, he will need to have his absentee ballot in hand.
I know he has options of getting his ballot to the election board for his vote to be counted. At the end of the day, we just want to make sure that all voters know what their options are, whether it's voting in person or by mail.
I have reached out to the Vice President's office to ask them if Mr. Pence plans to vote by mail or is he coming back to Indiana to vote. Now, yesterday they did say that they are going to reschedule his event, but they haven't said exactly when. In downtown Indianapolis, Richard Essex, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Richard, thank you. Some voters say they haven't received absentee ballots they requested weeks ago.
Yeah, so we turn now to News 8's Julia Dang, who has details on how to address missing or delayed ballots.
Election officials don't have a clear count of how many people in Marion County requested absentee ballots and reported not getting one in the mail. Poll workers tell me it appears to be a more common issue this year than ever before.
I've been waiting.
This Indianapolis voter is waiting online at the polls, even though she planned to vote by mail.
I'm voting in person because I did not get my absentee ballot in the mail.
Marion County election officials say it's not a widespread issue and shouldn't prevent people from voting.
I've heard a few instances of voters not getting their ballots from a few weeks ago. So we've added information to vote.indy.gov.
If you haven't received an absentee ballot requested more than 2 weeks ago, you can go to vote.indy.gov. Click on this absentee voting tab and scroll down for a link to this form to request another absentee ballot. You can email, fax, or hand deliver the form. You can also make the request by phone. Or you can do what this voter is doing and cast your ballot in person during early voting or on election day. You will need to fill out this affidavit stating you didn't get an absentee ballot.
I got my absentee ballot in the primary.
Again, this does not appear to be a widespread issue. We'll have links to the forms you can fill out to correct the issue on our website. Reporting downtown, Julia Dang, Wish TV and wishtv.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook.